Have you ever wondered what holds together a philosophy that's thousands of years old and spans countless cultures? Well, when it comes to Buddhist ethics, the answer is this surprisingly unified core. So today, let's explore this amazing moral system, which is all built on one profound idea: Dharma. I mean, it's pretty incredible when you think about it. You've got Theravada in Sri Lanka, Mahayana in Tibet, all these different schools. But the fundamental ethics, the core virtues and principles, they all trace right back to the Buddha's original teachings. This gives the whole tradition this remarkably consistent foundation. So that's where we're going to start. Let's explore this common ground and really look at the shared ethical DNA that connects all these different branches of Buddhism. And right at the bedrock of that common ground, we find the absolute foundation for all of it, this universal concept called Dharma. Okay, so this is a really crucial distinction to make. Dharma isn't a set of rules that were handed down by a god. Think of it more like a law of nature, like gravity. It's just an intrinsic part of how the universe is wired, governing both the physical world and the moral one. So enlightened beings like the Buddha, they didn't invent Dharma. They just discovered it. They saw it for what it was. Yeah, this comparison really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you have Dharma, which is all about understanding and aligning yourself with the way reality actually is. It's an internal process of discovery. But on the other side, you have divine command, which is based on obedience to some external authority. That difference is absolutely key to understanding the whole Buddhist ethical mindset. All right, so if Dharma is this grand cosmic law, how do you actually, live by it? Well, that's where the Noble Eightfold Path comes in. It's basically the user manual, the practical framework for ethical living and mental development. And right within that path, you've got these three components: right speech, right action, and right livelihood. Together, they form the core of what's known as sila, or ethical conduct. And this isn't some abstract philosophy. We're talking about tangible, day-to-day stuff: how you talk, how you act, and how you make a living. Now let's see how this all fits together, because it's pretty elegant. Our ethical core, sila, doesn't just stand on its own. It's supported by wisdom, which helps you understand why you should act ethically in the first place, and by concentration, which gives you the mental discipline to actually follow through. It's a complete system for transforming your mind and your behavior. But, of course, it's not always that simple. Just like any deep ethical system, Buddhism has its own internal debates. And one of the most fascinating ones is this tension between following the rules to the letter and acting out of pure compassion. So here's where it gets really interesting. On one hand, you have the precepts, these explicit rules like don't lie, don't steal. But on the other hand, especially in Mahayana Buddhism, there's this huge emphasis on karuna, or compassion. This can lead to something called skillful means, where a rule might actually be bent or broken for a greater good. Think of a doctor telling a small, comforting lie to a dying patient to ease their suffering. That's the conflict in a nutshell. And this question really gets to the heart of the dilemma, doesn't it? It challenges our whole idea of right and wrong. I mean, if your intentions are completely pure, can your actions still be wrong? Buddhist thinkers have been wrestling with this one for centuries. So, with all this complexity, where does Buddhist ethics fit in with our usual Western philosophical labels? Well, the funny thing is, it doesn't really fit neatly into any one box. It's kind of its own thing. And honestly, this unique blend is what makes it so powerful. Think about it. It has clear rules you're supposed to follow, the precepts. That's a lot like deontology. But its main goal is to cultivate inner qualities like compassion and wisdom, which is straight out of virtue ethics. And then you have the law of karma, where every action has a consequence, which sounds an awful lot like consequentialism. It's really the whole package. So all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. We love to put big ideas into neat little boxes, right? But maybe the most effective, the truest ethical systems are the ones that refuse to fit. Maybe the real path to a good life isn't about choosing one label, but about learning how to skillfully blend the wisdom from all of them.